Hello and welcome to today's speed build. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us, and if not, then welcome back. So today we are building in the world of Moonwood Mill, and I am building this like cozy rustic cabin in the woods vibe for a couple of werewolves, and I am super happy with how this turned out. I feel like it's a really, really nice vibe, and I really wanted to do a build like this because obviously we have Halloween coming up, and I wouldn't say this is like Halloween based, but I wanted to do something to do with either vampires or werewolves, and werewolves is one of my favorite packs. I love all of the stuff we have in it, like the wallpapers, the debug items, the trees that we got. Like, I absolutely love the werewolves pack, and I love playing with werewolves. So I really wanted to do something, and I actually have never uploaded a werewolves build on my channel, which is crazy, but I believe werewolves came out around a year ago, and I wasn't actually on YouTube at the time, so I was only streaming on Twitch, and at the time I wasn't actually very good at building. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm amazing at building now or anything, but at the time I really wasn't very good at building. So I didn't really have the creativity I do now, so I'm really happy that I was able to make something that I'm quite proud of. Now, I had this kind of idea in mind because I seen this photo on Pinterest, that I will put on screen now, and it's like this small little cabin and it looks kind of run down, and I was like, that's perfect, that's exactly what I'm wanting. I want a sort of run down looking cabin, and I want it to still feel cozy. I didn't want it to feel spooky, like I didn't want this to feel creepy or eerie. I wanted it to feel nice and cozy and just nice vibes. Like werewolves live here, but like nice werewolves, like werewolves that they just mind their own business and they just do what they gotta do. Now, I did build this on the biggest lot that we have, which is a 50 by 40. The biggest lot that we have in Moonwood Mill, which is a 50 by 40, and it's a really nice big lot. And the reason I wanted such a big lot, even though my house is so small, is because I really wanted to be able to create the exterior with these like rocks and the terrain, like terrain manipulation. And then I used a lot of the tool mod as well to kind of get all the debug items where I wanted them, because guys, the werewolves debug is amazing. Like, it's so amazing. Again, that is probably one of the reasons why it's one of my favorite packs. I just think the debug is insane. Now, this train that I'm using is actually debug from the Horse Ranch pack, which is really cool. I've not yet used it, so this is my first time using it, and I just thought it would be nice to have it going over the top. Now, you're probably looking at it and thinking, where's that train going? And it's a good question. It's a good question, but I seen this other photo on Pinterest when I was looking through, and it was like this train, and it's I'll put a photo on the screen, but it's like this train and it's just kind of passing over a sort of forest, and I was thinking, well, maybe I could like combine the two, because I want the cabin to be in a forest, so maybe I could have like the train. And I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to do it first, and then I sort of created the tracks and the little caves, and I was like, yeah, I think this will work. Now, I know it does look like it's leading nowhere because there's just a kind of rock, but I was thinking, if we use our imaginations, maybe there's like a really steep drop. Like, once it gets to that cave, there's just this like steep drop, and the train goes all the way down and like underground. I mean, I feel like it's not super far-fetched. Of course, it's not actually functional, unfortunately, in The Sims. Like, we don't have functional vehicles, which is so sad. That's definitely something we need, but I feel like it's something we're not going to get for a very long time, because, I don't know, I feel like there'd be so many problems with it, so I kind of understand. But it would be cool to, like, watch your Sims get into a car and like back out of their driveway, and like you don't even need to see them drive, but like just to see that little animation would be so fun. I don't know. But anyway, the point is, of course, it's not actually functional, but I just thought it was super sweet, and you can use your imagination and yeah, I don't know. But anyway, now there was a lot of this build that I did cut out, and it's because this build took me 4.5 hours, mainly because there was lots of things I had to do, like placing these rocks all around the whole lot, and then getting these trees everywhere, and then like kind of figuring out what I wanted to have where, because I wanted this to be a house that was nice and functional, and you know, your Sims can use it, which meant I needed there to be areas that had things. So that's why I've got this little area right now where it's like this sort of campfire, and it's got the little seats around it, and I thought that was really sweet, and your Sims can sort of sit there and, you know, just relax by the fire. And then I also, where I'm like placing that kind of, those kind of shrubs and stuff right now, I end up putting kind of, it's like a little landfill site there. It's like this tiny little landfill site, which I like to imagine these werewolves kind of, anytime they're dumping their stuff places, that's where they dump them. And it's just this little area, and it actually has like 2 trash cans and also their what's that called, mailbox. So they go down to their mailbox, and it's like next to their little landfill site. I mean, I know that's something that's not super functional, but I thought it was a really nice detail to just kind of add in. This is me just playing around with the lighting because this build looks so gorgeous at sunset. It really gives the full vibe as sunset. I love it. Now, I will say that this build was very hard to make functional because of that little path I have going all the way up. I really wanted your Sims to be able to walk up it, and yeah, it took a lot of time to kind of make it work properly and how I wanted it to, but I think I did a good job kind of working it out. And just ignore me admiring the different lightings of the builds. I was just really enjoying how it was looking. I like to take little like work in progress photos. Is that the word? Work in progress? Yeah, work in progress photos. And I like to upload them to YouTube. I also upload them to my Patreon in a little bit more depth and just kind of talk about the build and stuff. But yeah, I like to do stuff like that, especially so I can kind of look at it later and go, okay, what do I like about this? What do I not like about it? And kind of change it. Anyway, something I have not even spoken about yet. The dynamic of the house. Now, as you can see, it's a very, very tiny little cabin. And the idea I had is that this is for 2 Sims. So I was thinking a mum and a son. I thought that would be really nice. And so the mum has like her own bedroom, and then the son has his own bedroom. And I'm thinking the son is like a teenager, and then the mum is of course just a mum. Now, there is a double bed in the mum's room, so see if you wanted to have 2 parents, that's completely up to you. But yeah, I don't know, I just like the idea of like a single parent dynamic. I thought that was really nice. And I was thinking that they're probably quite like, what is that word? Like, you know how like Tinkerbell she's a tinker, that's why she's called Tinkerbell. I don't know if that's like the proper word to use, but they're like really good at sort of creating things and making things work and fixing things. That's what I was thinking, which is ironic because people always, you know, people think that werewolves break things and werewolves mess things up. But I think that these werewolves are actually really good at fixing things, and they're really good at kind of making things out of nothing. And yeah, so I think that they fixed the train, like the train that's above them. I think it used to be abandoned by whoever was here before them. And they actually managed to fix it, and then they were able to like create their sort of tunnels and I don't know. I was just thinking that would be really cool if it was kind of their creation. And then I was also thinking they probably built their little house from scratch. And yeah, the little landfill site is obviously from them as well. And of course, they built their mailbox because I used this mailbox, which I believe is from the Werewolf Pack. And that's what it looks like. It looks like they have actually made the little mailbox themselves. I feel like I've spoken so much during this speed build, and I feel like I just haven't covered anything, but I'm just really excited about this build because I don't think I've ever built something like this before. I've definitely done builds that have a lot of terrain manipulation, like my Little Nightmares build and my medieval village and things like that, but I don't know. This one's just very different. It's a very different vibe and I really, really like it. Oh, also speaking about little areas, so I did also create this little area and it's got like this little log and your Sims can actually just sit up here and they can watch the world go by. I felt like it's a very like calm spot where they can just sit and relax and they kind of go to think. I don't know. I just thought it was sweet, and I also like the idea of kind of adding a little bit more depth to the build. So with having this little area where they can walk up the stairs and sit here, it just adds a little bit more. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think of this build because there was a lot of moments when I was building it and I was like, I don't know if this is good or not. Like, I don't know if this just looks messy. I was trying to find a good balance between it being messy and it being cluttered and it feeling full because I wanted it to feel full. I wanted it to have clutter, but I didn't want it to feel too messy. I didn't want it to feel like it was very unorganized. Like, I wanted it to be unorganized in a way that felt organized. Does that make sense? Like organized chaos, like the werewolves know where everything is, they know how everything works, but they're still a little bit messy with it. I don't know, that's what I was going for. So you can definitely let me know if I achieved that or not. But yeah, I was just really excited to be using this little train in a build because I don't think I've used like a train ever. Because I know that we got that with Horse Ranch, but we've always had the sort of carriages and things from other packs, I believe, and yeah, I've never used them. So I've been trying recently to kind of be a little bit more creative and use a little bit more items than I would typically use. So yeah, I've really been trying my best to kind of branch out with my content. But now we're moving on to the inside of the build and I'm super excited because I really like the inside. Now, if you've been on the channel for a while, you'll know that smaller builds, I don't do them very often. I know this isn't a smaller build, but the house, I don't really do small houses very often. And I really, really enjoyed just decorating the space with it being so small. It just, I don't know, it just felt so nice to sit and decorate. Now, my favourite room is this first room that I do, and this is the kitchen. And I absolutely love it. So I used these brown cottage living counters, and then I believe the fridge is from Realm of Magic, I believe. And I think the stove, I want to say this, oh, I actually don't know. I was going to say the stove is from Realm of Magic, but I feel like it might not be. No, do you know what? I think it is. It might not be, but something's telling me it is. But I loved the way that I cluttered up this little room. I just think it looks so sweet. And although I used like lots of brown tones in here, I feel like it still looks really nice and it still looks very separated and it doesn't all merge into like the one colour, which is definitely what I was going for because I didn't want it all to look the exact same, if that makes sense. I used this tiling, which I've never used before, and I thought it went so nicely with the vibes inside of here. And then I also used these little, they're kind of like wall decor, and it's these like broken paneling, I believe that actually came with vampires and not werewolves, but I thought it was absolutely perfect because I wanted the inside of this build to feel quite run down. It's still very, very homey. I still wanted it to feel very lived in, very like nice and cozy and family orientated, but I wanted it to feel very kind of run down and rustic because it's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, although these werewolves have made this place their own, it's still in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, that's what I went for. And then I used the same tiling in the bathroom. Now I did actually show me doing the bathroom for once, which is not like me at all, but there's only one bedroom. No, there's only one bathroom in this whole build. So I was like, I may as well show it. Plus, I feel like, although I don't necessarily enjoy showing me doing bathrooms, other people might like to see them. Other people might really struggle with bathrooms. I think I've said this before, but bathrooms are probably my least favorite room to do just because, I don't know, I feel like sometimes they can look really cute and sometimes they can look really bad. And I don't know, I just feel like they're not too interesting, but you'll have to let me know if you prefer me keeping them in or not. I tend to keep them out of like really long builds so that you're not spending like 50 minutes watching me furnish some bathrooms. But anyway, as you can see, we're doing the living room and I love this room so much. It's a very peculiar shape, which you can probably see, but I opted for this red furniture, which is actually the default swatch of this werewolf's couch, and then also this red armchair which came from the Basement Treasures kit. Now I thought these went together so nicely, especially because that couch, sorry, not the couch, the armchair is very run down looking. So it actually matches with the sofa really, really well. And I just really liked how it looked. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think, but I was really happy with that. And then for the little entranceway, I just added like a little coat rack and this little, it's like a letter holder. And then in the hallway, I actually really liked the hallway. Again, hallways, sometimes I cut them out, but this one is so cute. So I used the big mirror that we got from Werewolves, which by the way is stunning. We need more pieces of furniture like this, like that big moon mirror with the gemstones and the little plants in it. It's gorgeous. It is so, so nice. So I just loved how that looked. And then I just cluttered up this little table, and then I also put a guitar under the stairs and then just a rug. And yeah, that was pretty much it for the downstairs, but I feel like it is so, so cozy down here. I'm also using these lights, which I believe are from Horse Ranch. I might be wrong, but I think they are. I think they're from Horse Ranch. And then up here is where I did the two bathrooms. Now, I did struggle a little bit with floor plan because at first I was thinking, well, maybe I could put a little, like another little bathroom up here. But then I was like, it's only for two Sims. Like, I feel like it makes sense to just have two bedrooms up here and no bathroom. Now this is the first bedroom, and this is of course for the teenager Sim, and his room is so, so cool. So I was thinking a boy werewolf lived here, but you can have whoever you like, of course. But I put a little desk in his room and a little computer, and I just tried to make his bedroom really teenager like, and I tried to fill it with a lot of the stuff we got from Werewolves, because there is some pictures that we got from Werewolves that are so beautiful. You'll see me place them. I'm placing them now. And they have such amazing swatches and they just look so good. And I was like, yes, I need to use these. So I did. And I think they look amazing. And then I paired them with this wallpaper, which is from Paranormal. And then I've just got these little shelves that look a little bit run down. I just put some clutter on them. But yeah, I feel like this room, despite it being tiny, because I know that it is tiny, I feel like it's so nice and it's a really cozy vibe. And I just feel like it's a nice little space for your Sim to go. Now, you might notice the camera sort of bobbing up and down a lot, and that is because there's like a train track right above, the camera kept shifting upwards and it was so annoying. That's why a lot of this build is like built with the walls down because I was experiencing that issue. But anyways, we're now moving on to the parents' bedroom. So this is of course supposed to be the mum's bedroom. Again, you can have anyone in here that you like, but I really like this bedroom. I at first tried to use the bed that came with Realm of Magic, which I love, but this space just seemed a little bit too small for it to work because it's a huge bed and this room is not very big. So yeah, I opted for this one from Horse Ranch, but I still think it's super cute. And I tried to make this space very cozy because I felt like when I was decorating it, it felt very cold and empty, and I really didn't want that. I wanted this to feel, although it's run down, I wanted it to feel very warm, very family, very nice and cozy. And I'm really hoping I did that. I really hope it kind of comes across that way. But yeah, I really do like it. I believe I added quite a few like rugs and stuff to this room. Not just yet, but I end up adding some because I was like, this room is missing something. I also put a mirror in this room, a TV, and I feel like that's okay because there's a TV in the parents' bedroom and then there's a computer in the kids' bedroom, or the teenager's bedroom. Did I say teenager? I feel like my brain isn't working. I am just done a 9-hour shift, so see if I seem a little bit rambly or I don't know. I'm just talking about nothing. I'm really sorry. But we are actually coming to the end of this video, so I do just want to say a massive thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye.